Hello and welcome to my review of the ORKS Wazbom Blastajet. One of these models will set you back £45, and the kit gives you options to build either this flyer or the other three: the Blastajet, the Burner Bomber or the Blitzer Bomber. So it's quite a customizable kit in that you can build the 4 different units out of it. We will look at all of the detail on this model, we'll go through some size comparisons, and then we'll finally talk about the rules, of which they are very juicy indeed. So first things first, this is probably one of the biggest flyers that you'll put together compared to the other 3. It's got a lot of options. It's got extra tail fins, it's got these booster rockets on the wingtips, it's got 2 massive cannons, it's got an extra engine on the top, another cannon underneath, and a bit of a nose cone. The Ork pilot is kind of hot wired into the force field engine, into the fuselage of the jet. Quite exposed though, all that cabling. If it was to get a ricochet or a hit, it would completely sever its connection. So I would prefer that to be armoured, or even the cables be bundled under where there's that massive gap. It's a bit slapdash, isn't it? But it's also got an intake there with a cupola, with the big shooters at the back. I don't know who operates these, not a little grot or anything. It would have been cooler if they had a little grot in the back with some goggles on. That would be nice. They can move up and down slightly. It's got the usual jets, under the wings and under the tail. And of course it's got the sky anchor thing. I'm not really sure how on earth this thing lands. I think once it's up, it's up. Maybe it drops from a rock or a larger flying vehicle, because it has no landing gear whatsoever, and if it was to land, it would completely destroy this this weapon. So maybe they're just held aloft in their hangar bays, a little bit like TIE fighters. Maybe they're not on the ground, on the floor, and they can just swoop in, and then you've got some big grav plates that just then hold the jet in place. I'm just giving you my explanations there of how I would think it would work. Anyway, fair bit of detail on this model. Let's take it off this base. Oh my lord. Well, at least I've dropped something early on in the review. You've got the cockpit shield, which, for reasons, obviously I've left that off when I spray it. There's a fair amount of detail on the cannons, on this big tractor cannon thing, on the engine, the exposed engine, the custom force field thing. It's even got some cabling or ropes within there, quite hard to see. You've got the big shooters on the tail cupola. They've got a nice firing arc, at least, to give it a bit more protection. There's a fair amount of detail going on for this, and it's actually my favourite out of all of the Ork flyers. Just really hope Forge World are able to make the Mega Bomber. No doubt if they do that, it'll be in resin, and that'll be quite heavy. But that's the Wazbom Blastajet. Let's have a look at some size comparisons. I do have the Blastajet nearby, right here, and the Blastajet looks quite small next to the Wazbom Blastajet, even though the length is kind of the same. The extra tail rudders and flaps, and the nose cone, and the engine on the top, and this force field, and these wing-mounted rocket boosters, and the weapons array just make it look so much bigger than a normal Blastajet. The Blastajet, for some reason, looks pretty small compared to it. So that's it next to a Blastajet. Of course, what you really all want to see is my knob size comparison, and here it is next to the knob. You can have a knob resting on one of the wings, and it won't cause it much damage. Depends how big your knob is, but compared to that, it's pretty big compared to one. We'll just throw in some other comparisons. The Warboss is helping with a small war bike job at the moment. So there's a Gretchen, and then there's an Ork boy as well. So it's a relatively decent sized flyer for your money, and you get a load of parts. It was quite fun to build. Yeah, and you've got the options there of building the other three if you wished. Compared to some Imperial models, of course, I've got Primaris Space Marine here on the right, a normal Space Marine on the left, and then a Sly Marbo about to grab another trophy for its collection. So yeah, that's where it stands. It's gonna, you know, rise above most of your normal miniatures from the battlefield. It's going to be a bit of a target, and it is going to be a target with the amazing weapon that it's equipped with, and we'll go through that right now. So the rules for this unit are as follows. It is a flyer, so you'll find it in the flyer section of the codex along with the other three Ork flyers. It's a power points cost of an 8, making it the most expensive out of all 4, and it's a points cost of 99, but you're going to have to pay for the Wazbom Mega Cannon, which is 12, and the Teleport Mega Blaster, which is 18, so you add another 30 onto that 99 points, and all of a sudden it's almost 150 points or so. Also the Smasher Gun is another 16 points. So yeah, it can soon add up. What do you get for all these points though? Well, it's of course a vehicle, so its movement speed is affected by the number of wounds remaining. I would have expected to have more wounds, like 1 or 2 more wounds, but it doesn't. It has the same number as the other flyers at 12. If it's got between 7 and 12, it can move between 20 and 60 inches. Ballistic skill 5+, 3 attacks. Between 4 and 6 wounds, its movement speed is between 20 and 40 inches, where ballistic skill 6+ and attacks D3. And then when it's only got 1 to 3 wounds, its movement speed is 20 to 25 inches and ballistic skill 6+ and 1 attack. So that works just like the others. Its stat line again is exactly the same as the others. Weapon skill is 5+, strength 6, toughness 6, 12 wounds, leadership 6 and a save of 4+. It's a single model equipped with 2 Wazbom Mega Cannons, a Smasher Gun and a Stick Bomb Flinger. The model may replace both Wazbom Mega Cannons with 2 Teleport Mega Blasters. This model may take 2 Super Shooters. This model may replace its Stick Bomb Flinger with a custom force field, which is what mine has done. So it's got a Smasher Gun, which I guess is the weapon underslung under the fuselage. It has a 48-inch range, heavy D3. It doesn't have a strength, but we'll get to that in the ability. It has AP -4, damage D6. Instead of making a wound roll for this weapon, roll 2d6. If the result is equal to or greater than the target's toughness characteristic, that the attack successfully wounds. So if you are familiar with the Smasher Gun on the mech gun, the artillery piece surrounded by grots, it works exactly the same as that. So yes, it is a flying mech gun first and foremost, but on top of the Smasher Gun, it's got 2 Wazbom Mega Cannons. The Mega Cannons, it's a 36-inch range, heavy D3, strength 8, AP -3 and a damage of D6. If you roll 1 or more hit rolls for this weapon, the bearer suffers 1 mortal wound after all of this weapon's attacks have been resolved. Or you can go for the Teleport Mega Blaster, which I think mine's equipped with. It's a 24-inch range, assault 3, strength 8, AP -2, damage D3. But if a model suffers any unsaved wounds from this weapon and is not slain, roll a d6 at the end of the phase. If the result is greater than that model's wounds characteristic, it is slain. So that's brilliant. You can be teleporting other flyers about, and it just slays them, just teleports them away. The only downside for that is it's only a 24-inch range, but you know, it can move up to 60 inches. The Super Shooters, which are an option, work as the normal Blastajet Super Shooters. 36-inch range, assault 3, strength 6, AP -1 and a damage of 1. The Stick Bomb Flinger, which it comes equipped with, is a 12-inch range, assault 2d6, strength 3, AP 0, damage 1. I've replaced mine with a custom force field though. The abilities, Daka, airborne. This model cannot charge, can only be charged by units that can fly, and can only attack or be attacked in the fight phase by units that can fly. Hard to hit, subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks that target this model in the shooting phase. That's quite nice, helps with its 4+ save. Supersonic. Each time this model moves, first pivot it on the spot up to 90 degrees. This does not contribute to how far the model moves, and then move the model straight forwards. Note that it cannot pivot again after the initial pivot. When the model advances, increase its move characteristic by 20 inches until the end of the phase. Do not roll a dice. Mech Brain Enhanced Weapon Sights. Now this is a brilliant ability. This model ignores the penalty for moving and firing heavy weapons. In addition, at the beginning of your shooting phase, you can choose an enemy unit. Until the end of that phase, add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made against that unit with this model's Smasher Gun. Fantastic. So now you've got a 4+ with the Smasher Gun, which will really come in handy. Custom Force Field. If this model is equipped with a Custom Force Field, friendly Orc units have a 5+ invulnerable save against attacks made with ranged weapons while they are wholly within 9 inches of it. Very, very handy. It's a big model anyway. 9 inches bubble is great. Crash and Burn. If this model is reduced to 0 wounds, roll a d6 before removing it from the battlefield. On a 6, it crashes in a fire explosion, and each unit within 6 inches suffers d3 mortal wounds. Keywords: Orc, Vehicle, Fly, Wazbom Blastajet. So there you go. It's an absolutely fantastic flyer, fantastic vehicle, and a lovely model. I would, yeah, as I keep saying, Forge World, come on, make that mega bomber. I'm sure that would be incredible too. In my opinion, it's easily the best flyer out of all of them. You know, some of them do have like the boom bomb, but that's only twice per battle. Some of them have the burner bomb. You know, the bombers can only drop the bombs twice per battle. The Dakka Jet is only a one-trick pony. It's not even a trick. It's just got super shooters. Whereas this thing is what Orcs needed. It's a flyer that is a real threat. It gives the 5+ invulnerable save to everything surrounding it. You can choose the mega cannons or the teleport blasters to just teleport units and flyers off the battlefield, and it has that smash gun as well with its 2d6 to wound. And you couple that with the Mech Brain Enhanced Weapon Sights, it really is a force to be reckoned with. The only thing I would have liked to have seen it have, which is synonymous to other flyers, is a better toughness, maybe a couple more wounds, and potentially a better ballistic skill. But as I say, you know, that Enhanced Weapon Sights already help ensure that what it is shooting at has a high chance of being hit. But what do you guys think of the Wazbom Blastajet? Do you agree with me? Do you think it's the best Orc flyer for the army? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down below. If you see one of these on the battlefield, you better be packing your Hunter or Stalker or anti-air weaponry, because it is a threat not to be ignored, and if you do ignore it, it is most likely going to start deleting a few of your units. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. For Gork and Mork.